Hey everyone, I'm going to show you how to play epic Armageddon Ragnarök in Tabletop Simulator. We created some modules to help you play, but first of all you need to set up a server. I'm not going to go through all the features of Tabletop Simulator, just the things we've added for epic Armageddon Ragnarök. So the first thing you need to do after you added the workshop modules, you need to load the table. So it's called Epic Armageddon Table with script. Just load this one. Yeah, and this is your board. And the stuff you need to play in here, there's a tablet with a link to our webpage. I think we'll remove this one in the future. It's slightly annoying with the pop-ups you get. Anyways, on your right-hand side, you have a bunch of terrain. So fortification features, trenches, razor wire, minefields, etc. Some bunkers. Here we have objectives. And so on. Ruins, water features, woods, scrubs, houses. Hopefully everything you'll need to create a nice looking board for your game. Over to the left, we have dice and various markers that you might need. Blast markers, bombardment templates, orbital and normal. And some reference sheets and rules if you don't want to exit the game to go look on the web. So the one thing that is missing here is the models you're playing with. So what you do is you go in here, games, workshop, you find the army you want to play with. I'm going to go with Codex Astartes. And you do not want to click here and load, because then you'll load this module and your table will disappear. So what you want to do is click Options, Additive Load. And this will give you all the models from the Codex Astartes list. And you can use these to build your formations. Just copy paste the models. Let's make a attack squad with Supreme Commander here. Here's the Rhino. I'll put a Hunter in there as well. And just basically build up all the formations in your army. Okay, so let's set up some terrain on the board. We'll place a few woods. You can turn them around. You can make them bigger and smaller. Just build something that feels good. Let's just add a few things. A big impassable thing over here. Another wood. Maybe that's enough for now. We might want to put an objective here as well. Let's take something like this and put it as a blitz objective. What you want to do when you have all the terrain and objectives on the board is that you want to select everything. Right click, toggles lock. That makes sure that it's no longer selectable, and if you're moving your models around, you will not move terrain or objectives. Once your board is set up and your army is set up, it's time for deployment. I'm just going to add one more objective over here. Lock it, and I'm going to add a scout squad. So, time for deployment. I will garrison my scouts over at this new objective. And the rhinos. Put some kind of marker. I'll use this one to show that they're on Overwatch. And the attack squad goes on my baseline. Yeah, and this board, this default background that is showing now is obviously meant for deployments. But once you start playing, there are other backgrounds to choose from. You can right click it, then you have these states here. Number 10 is the deployment thing that we're looking at right now, but we can use something else. Yeah, let's go with the green one. So once it's time to start moving your models, you'll just use the built-in tools in Tabletop Simulator to measure ranges. What I usually do is I select my formation, pick it up, hold down the tab key, and then you'll know how far you can move it. I'll just double it up to the woods here. Okay. So what you've seen so far is the things built into Tabletop Simulator. But one thing we added to help during gameplay is a scripting feature to draw ranges around your models. So what you'll do in this case, I want to make sure I don't intermingle my scouts. I'll select them and I'll press scripting buttons. Scripting button 1 in this case will draw a 5 centimeter highlight around the models. Scripting buttons by default are numpad 0 to 9. So in this case, maybe I was a little bit close to my scouts. I'll just move a little bit backwards. Yeah, and this will help you, I mean, during everything from shooting to assaults and so on. You'll just select the model. You have 5, 10, 15, and so on upwards. Max is 75 centimeters. There's a special feature on numpad 9, which is used for measuring ranges from objectives. To select an objective that is locked, you need to control click it. Then you press 9, you'll get a 15 centimeter range from the center of the objective. So if I do, I press numpad 3 on this rhino, which is 15 centimeters, and put it here, you can see it's bigger because it's from the edges of the model, not the center. So numpad 9 is useful for objectives, and 0 will disable any highlights. Another thing that can be a bit challenging when playing online is pre-plotting things. We try to solve that through scripting as well. So let's say I have a strike cruiser here, and I have some orbital bombardments, and I have a drop pod as well. So I need to plot these things before the game starts. So what I will do, I'll ask my opponent to put on his blindfold. It will look something like this, so he cannot see what you're doing. And then we added scripting features to this thing, template. You'll place it where you want it to hit, right click and save position. Once that is done, you can remove it again. Make sure you don't delete it, just place it on the side. The drop pod does not have the script included, but there is a marker that you can use. Tunneling drop pods, other pre-plotted things. Just put it where you want it to appear. Save position, move it to the side. So once you activate your spaceship, you can just right click these things and do reveal position. and they will move to the position that you saved. So hopefully this will help you solve the pre-plotting issue. And I think that is all of it. Thanks a lot and happy gaming.